Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg here from Kinobody.com, out in the beautiful Canada, of course. In this video, I want to talk about my favorite foods for promoting a lean and chiseled physique. Now, ironically enough, achieving a great physique isn't really about what you eat. It isn't about the foods you eat, the clean versus non-clean, all that. It's about the numbers, the proteins, the fats, the carbs, and that's because that's what promotes, and the calories, of course, because that's what your body knows and understands. If your goal is to maintain muscle and drop fat and get shredded, you got to hit enough protein to maintain muscle. You got to get the proper amount of calories to be in a deficit, and that's really all you need to do. But there is something to say about eating good, solid, healthy foods that do a few things. Promote fullness. So if you're full on a diet, it's going to be really, really easy. If you eat like Oreos and protein shakes, you're going to be starving and you're going to give in. That's just the reality. We only have so much willpower. So if I want to make someone's diet life really hard, I'm going to give them foods that's going to make them hungry and not promote fullness. But the other thing is you want to be satisfied. You want your foods to taste amazing. That way you don't have any cravings. And this is all very, very important. So without further ado, let's talk about my favorite foods. And probably if you're like me, you'll probably be like, yes, those ones are what I want to eat, and those are the ones that make dieting easy. So let's begin. Now, before I jump into it, I just want to say, finally, after a couple years in the making, I finally launched, I'm finally about to release the Kinobody cookbook, Kino Chef. Very, very awesome stuff in here. It's basically designed from the frame of mind, I want to make your life easy. I want simple recipes that have a great balance of macros, that keep you full and satisfied, and so forth. And there's not a lot of cookbooks come from that angle. So it's really important. You can go get notified here. It's not out yet, but it will be soon. At kinobody.com/chef. So definitely want to check that out. I also break it down in a way that makes it really easy to adapt into your lifestyle, by setting up in like main meals and sides. You can mix and match, and small meals, and then I show you how to structure that for fat loss, aggressive fat loss, lean bulking, and so forth. And whatever your schedule allows. Do you prefer a smaller meal at lunch or a bigger meal? And you can kind of structure it that way. And it's like, I kind of come from the frame of mind of intermittent fasting, but you don't have to do intermittent fasting. But there's a lot of different ways to do intermittent fasting as far as how you structure your meals. But that's neither here nor there. So the first food that I think is really important, a staple on a diet, is chicken breast, because it's a really good source of protein. It's very low in fat. So with chicken, you have a lot more room to work with to include fats in your diet. You can cook your chicken with coconut oil, make it crispy and delicious. You could add some cheese on there. You know, if you cook with chicken, you can have more room for fats with your sides, with your potatoes and carbs, and so forth, to make delicious recipes. So chicken makes your life really easy, and it tastes good. It's so versatile. There's so many different recipes you can do. You can slow cook it and shred it. You can like fry it in the pan. It's simple. It's really good. So chicken is obviously a must, and no one's surprised. Like, of course, chicken breast. It's an obvious one. Now, I'm a huge proponent of eating a lot of beef. The key is, though, you want to get lean cuts of beef, because if you get like regular, typical beef, it's just very high in fat, and you won't be able to get the proper amount of protein for the amount of fat you're getting in. So I recommend stuff like flank steak, like extra lean beef. Extra lean ground beef is phenomenal and so versatile and so easy. You can make such good recipes with it. Rusty Moore of Visual Impact contributed some awesome recipes to my cookbook, and they're phenomenal. So basically flank steak, extra lean ground beef, sirloin's like a top sirloin is a lean cut of beef, and you can also get like sirloin roast, which is awesome for roast and for shredded meat. Also, like pork tenderloin is actually quite lean, and there's delicious recipes with pork tenderloin. So basically those are most of your meats. I'm not a huge fan of fish, so I don't do much cooking with fish, but I mean, you could do salmon, tilapia if you really wanted. So those are kind of what you should be shopping for at the grocery store. If you're like me, you want to like enjoy your food and have a lot of versatility and have good macros. If you get other cuts of meat, it's going to be higher in fat typically. I also recommend getting some whole eggs and egg whites, which is really good, because the problem with whole eggs is that you're getting a lot of fat. Like a typical whole egg has 5 grams of fat per 7 grams of protein. I prefer to have at most a 1-to-3 ratio of fat to protein. So with eggs, you're getting in almost a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's really high in fat. So I actually like to use like maybe 1 to 2 whole eggs with 1 to 2 cups of egg whites, and that's a perfect small meal to make an omelet or scrambled eggs. A perfect small meal with a lot of protein and good macros. So those are most of your protein foods. For carbs, I'm really like all about those russet potatoes. They're filling, they're tasty. There's so many recipes you can do. Potato wedges, rosti potatoes. Like there's some delicious recipes that are just, oh my God, just So russet potatoes are the way to go because they're really filling. They have good nutritional value. The glycemic index does not matter at all. It's irrelevant, forget about it. It does not matter. It's about how full you are. And if you're eating potatoes with some fats and protein and veggies, the glycemic index is irrelevant. It's going to take a long time to digest because protein, fiber, and fat will automatically slow it down big time. I also recommend sweet potatoes, which are really good. A lot of stuff you can do with sweet potatoes, but pretty simple, man. If you want to eat more, maybe it's a refeed day or maybe you're on a lean bulk and you have a hard time hitting your carbs, well, sushi rice is great. Throw some coconut oil in there, delicious. A little bit of stevia, oh my God, and soy sauce, phenomenal. Pasta, yeah. You can actually, what I do is I'll boil pasta and then fry it in some oil, which makes it crispy and delicious. Throw some cheese on there and it's like mind-blowingly good. So my carbs are simple, primarily just potatoes and sweet potatoes, but there's so many ways to make incredible recipes. And I mean, that's the basis of my nutrition plan. Now, I will also get some low-fat or non-fat cheese. In Canada, we don't have the non-fat cheese, but low-fat cheese is really, really good because you can actually what I was going to say about beef is red meat really helps promote fullness and satiety, especially the lean cuts of beef because you're getting less calories. But same is true for dairy. So for cheese, low-fat cheese really helps promote fullness, like massively. When I go to Chipotle, I get extra cheese and I'm stuffed. So I actually like getting low-fat cheese. You can, add it to your chicken if you want. Make cheesy chicken. You can throw it onto your potato wedges. Make cheesy potato wedges. You can throw it on a salad or whatever. You can make corn tortilla, like cheesy corn tortillas. So low-fat cheese is definitely a staple of mine for cooking. You can also I'd also get corn tortillas because then let's say you're using the slow cooker. You're making some shredded pork, shredded chicken, shredded beef. You can like cook up some corn tortillas, put the meat in there, eat it, crispy, delicious, phenomenal. That's so good. So anyways, this is basically what I eat to promote a lean and chiseled physique. Obviously there's sauces and flavorings and stuff to throw in there, but that's beyond this video. If you guys want to get your Kino chef on and become Kino chefs, who basically the philosophy is minimalism, simplicity, less ingredients, making meals phenomenal out of less ingredients to help promote fullness and satiety. So I really focused on the meals that kept me the most full, almost to the point because people that watch my vlogs notice I don't really track macros that much anymore because I found that with the right IF, intermittent fasting setup, and focusing on like good solid foods that keep me full and taste good, I don't really need to track the macros. It just falls right in place. And also I'd also recommend some non-cooking foods, like basically frozen yogurt ice creams, delicious desserts. There's actually some great recipes with Quest bars, which are kind of cool. Pop chips are awesome. And one of my favorite desserts is just getting organic milk chocolate bar, which is quite filling and satisfying. Knocks out any cravings whatsoever. So anyways, guys, those are the foods that I love, help me stay full, satisfied, reduce my hunger on a diet, reduce my cravings, and a lot of versatility. And there's other foods ingredients that kind of come into play for certain recipes, but that's mostly it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, awesome, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you guys want to get my cookbook, which is coming out, it should be out really, really soon. Well, the way to get notified when it comes out is actually only really to be on my list, and you gotta hit the kinobody.com/chef, and you will get notified. It's gonna be cool stuff. If you have any questions about it, comment below. And yeah, that's all. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, and the one thing I forgot to mention is vegetables. I love to get frozen vegetables, and I'll boil them and I'll fry them in some oil, and it's really tasty. And I get the frozen ones because it's so easy. No preparation, just boil them and fry them in some oil, and it's phenomenal. Maybe throw some soy sauce on there, just some salt and pepper. But yeah, veggies definitely help support fullness and satiety, and a ton of nutritional value. But yeah, that's it. So anyways, bye-bye.